God has been here and I knew it not. God has been in our midst in this country and in the midst of his church. The Pentecostals have continued to thrive over the past 40 years, not only within the nation, but across the nations of the earth. So many churches today have missions across various nations, and they are thriving. The impact of the church in Nigeria cannot be ignored. God has been faithful. God has been faithful. God has been faithful. God has been faithful. While thanking God for what he has done, we look forward to what remains. And greater things lie ahead of us in the name of Jesus. Greater things lie ahead of us in the name of Jesus. I want to share briefly on historical facts and social impact of a revival. We are not redeemed as the salt of the church, but as the salt of the earth. Ye are the salt of the earth. The salt should lose its fat savor. It's good for nothing but trampled under feet. The church is not redeemed as the light of the church, but as the light of the world. We are asked to let our light so shine that men outside the church may see our good works and give glory to our Father which is in heaven. We must therefore let our light so shine in our various domains, beginning from Jerusalem to Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost part of the world. It's important to understand the impact that I mentioned of revival in order to make the most of this blessedness here. This has been our story as a nation. Things are going to change in the church positively. You must not be carried away with what's happening in the environment. The church is experiencing amazing grace in all dimensions. And I'll come down to that later. The effect of it is impact on society as a whole. And we're getting there. How revival has impacted positively on nations of the world at various times. I bring one very major example, the South Korea story. 1948 to 1944. South Korea in 1945 was said to have a population of 24 million. And only 400,000 were Christians. That is 1.6% of that population were Christians. The per capita income of the country then was $50, which was considered one of the poorest countries in the world. But just 40 years later, that is in 1985, South Korea had a population of 48 million. By this time, 12 million were Christians. That is 25% of the entire population. The per capita income of that country had gone up to $7,000, making South Korea the 13th on the list of industrialized nations of the world. Within a space of 40 years, there was tangible transformation in the socio-economic state of that nation. God has begun to replicate the same in Nigeria. Beginning in the mid-70s, a spiritual revival broke out here in Nigeria, beginning among the students of higher institutions. This later began to overflow into the cities and towns resulting in tens of thousands of thriving fellowships and churches. In the early 80s, the fallout of this awakening in the campuses could be said to have led to the establishment of charismatic churches, leading to the salvation and establishment of multitudes in the faith, in their millions, I believe. As this way began to blow across the nation. That has continued till date. This spiritual awakening has resulted in some degrees to the socio-economic state and growth of this country, and that in several ways. For example, a host of major players in the economy have their root in the church. Give the Lord a big hand. That was not the church we met. The church we met was a beggarly church that was contented with poverty and celebrated it in every way. But within this period, we have no statistic data, but the number of employers of labor that has arisen in the church is a lot. It's a lot. Great entrepreneurs have continued to multiply. I know a young graduate that now has about 150 people who are graduates working in his establishment. That was never so before. Every graduate goes about from place to place looking for a job. Now they are giving jobs out. Come on, give the Lord a big hand of praise. We also have seen how the church has invaded the education space with lots of primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. A great number of universities in Nigeria today are either funded by a church or church people, all of which are thriving with the glory of God. Give the Lord another big hand of praise. Wherever goes education, there goes civilization. Every leading nation in education is a leading nation in the economy. When Europe was leading education, she was leading the nations. The wave shifted to the US, and US is leading the world. The good news is the wave is shifting here. Come on, give the Lord praise. And if you check properly, all those great institutions were church funded across Europe, across America. They were church funded because Jesus is the light of the world. As long as I'm in the world, I am the light. We are not there yet, but we are going there. We are going there. Nigeria will not remain as it is. Nigeria will bear a new identity, a prosperous identity, a forward-moving identity in the name of Jesus Christ. In the name of Jesus Christ. That's what happens when revival breaks out.